Hello guys, how's it going? I'm Chase Lee and welcome to another movie review. On today's slate is the Fantastic Four reboot, remake, whatever the hell Fox is calling it nowadays. This is the fourth attempt at this franchise. Yes, I am counting the one from 1990 or the 90s or the terrible one. And then, of course, 2005 and 2007, we had Fantastic Four and Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer. So how did this one fare out? Listen, I was looking forward to this movie, and I will go in more depth on this movie on my podcast on Sunday. But for now, I'm just going to keep it a very, very basic review. I had high hopes. I was really looking forward to it. Kind of disappointed. There was a lot of stuff in there that worked for me, but then there was a lot of stuff that just missed the mark for me. And the whole last 30 minutes was a huge letdown. So let's break this down. I got my notes up. This is also live, so if you have any questions on this movie and on why it's getting all these terrible reviews, I can't disagree with it. So, there it is. So the director, Josh Trank, he directed Chronicle, which I really liked. It's a very nice, smaller movie, found footage superhero movie. It felt fresh. It felt unique. It took everyone by storm. I think almost everyone liked it. So him tackling on a big franchise like this, it's kind of scary. But look at Colin Trevorrow with Jurassic World. You know, the movie that he did previous before that was Safety Not Guaranteed. That movie cost like $5, and then Jurassic World cost like $150 million. So Gareth Edwards, who did the Godzilla remake, he also directed Monsters, which is a very, very small independent film. So you're thinking to yourself, okay, so it's worked in the past, so let's give Josh Trank a shot. I'm going to say this right off the bat. I like the first 2/3 of this movie. They're solid. They're not like good or great, but they're solid. And then the last third act is completely botched, and it's almost like the studios put their hands in there and they meddled up a lot of stuff. And you can definitely tell it's a complete shift. It's like a different movie. And I've heard problems on this set and stuff, and a lot of reshoots. It definitely shows. So let's break down Trank's directing and the writing style. Listen, I don't think Trank does a bad job. I do, like I said, I love the first 2/3. It sets up like this really creepy, atmospheric sci-fi horror film, and I really dug it because it's something different and unique to the superhero genre. We need that. We need to keep it fresh and outside the box, because there's so many of these coming out to where you can't just have the same thing over and over again. You have to step up your game. So I do like the atmosphere and the tone that he built up for the first 2/3. So there's that, but it's just that whole third act, man. It's just they bring in Dr. Doom. They literally have a battle, and then the battle's over, and it's like, okay, that was quick. It doesn't even happen on Earth. It happens on this distant planet, so there's no peril on Earth, even though Earth is being destroyed. You just didn't feel any weight to it. He's just such a wasted character. And I don't know if this was Trank's decision or the studio's decision, but every single actor in this movie had no life in them whatsoever. They are absolutely soulless, and they are so wooden in their line delivery. And some of the lines are really bad. Kate Mara actually does say like Toby Kebbell, the guy that plays Dr. Doom, or Doom, sorry. He's not even Dr. Doom, it's just Doom. Anyways, he says a line, and she's like, look at Dr. Doom over here. There's lines like that, guys. It's pretty bad. But everyone is just, they're so one-dimensional, and there's no development whatsoever. And the Thing, Ben Grimm, played by Jamie Bell, and Toby Kebbell, that plays Doom, they're the two worst ones. There is no development whatsoever. Next in line would have to be Michael B. Jordan. Even though I like the chemistry between Miles Teller, Michael B. Jordan, Kate Mara, I like that. It was a nice little click going on, but Ben Grimm felt so out of place. And then Toby Kebbell, dear Lord, I like that guy as an actor. But this was just such a wasted throwaway villain. There was no depth to him. He was just automatically doomed just like that for like the last 20 minutes. And it just, there was no risk, man. There was no danger. It felt so bad. So that would probably have to be my complaints on the directing and the writing. It's just, some of the writing is just super cheesy and laughable. It's not good, guys. But like I said, the first 2/3, I really enjoyed. I enjoyed the atmospheric buildup to this type of strange sci-fi horror plot. It reminded me of like a Frankenstein movie or something. It was great because these kids didn't see them as powers. They saw them as, you know, genetic mutations to where they were working with the government to try and get rid of and whatnot. And that was my favorite part, but it was just the whole third act just like squanders everything. So if you want to break down the acting, like I said, I think Miles Teller is fine as Reed Richards. I think Michael B. Jordan is okay as Johnny Storm. And I think Kate Mara is okay as Sue Storm. It's just, this was like a huge setup movie to set up the sequels. So Fox wasn't concentrating on a self-contained story. They were concentrating on the future movies. And it's like, no, you need to concentrate on your first one because your whole franchise of this group of characters have not been received well. So you need to concentrate on your first movie and then let it grow from there. But everything was so rushed, and like I said, the acting was just very wooden with that just bad dialogue, and it didn't look like anyone cared. And every time when an emotional moment would happen, I didn't really feel anything because I wasn't invested in the characters, even though I did like most of the build up to it. So I don't know if that helps it. Cinematography wise, listen, like I said, in the build up, the first 2/3, there's a couple of cool shots that are really dark and creepy, and they got those harsh shadows and everything. It reminded me of a really cool horror film. It was really cool. I enjoyed it. But when these guys were on the planet, it was awful. Like the CGI was awful. It was so bad. It reminded me of when Robert Rodriguez would do the Shark Boy and Lava Girl movie. That's how bad it looked when they were on their little planet and the CGI was like noticeably bad. This was pretty bad as well. Like it almost had the same vibe. It just took me out. I couldn't buy into it at all. I will give, if there's one positive I could say about the cinematography, every time when the Thing was in a shot, it looked pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. Like his whole CGI get up was really cool. In action, it was cool. In the dark shadows, I really liked that part, but there just wasn't enough of it because there was no development in any of these characters. They were just, everyone was stale. So that would be my cinematography. The editing and the special effects, like I said, the special effects are pretty bad for the most part. The editing, this is one of the only times I will ever say the movie needs to be longer. Listen, the movie is an hour and 40 minutes. And first of all, it's kind of boring in some parts. There's really nothing that happens that much. And I'm okay with movies taking a slow enough time to like develop character and garner interest in the audience, and then, you know, lay on an action scene at the end where it has emotional weight and you care about something. That was not the case. An hour and 40 minutes was way too fast but slow at the same time. It was really weird. So there's no pros about this editing. It is very choppy and it is very messy. So here's my constructive criticism for that. It needed to be longer. It needed to be 2 hours. I wanted to see more because it looked like there was a lot either cut out and there was a lot of reshoots and just stuff thrown in there. Nothing made sense. It was just all just uncohesive garble. And like I said, the last 30 minutes is just, it's so bad to watch. And the rise to doom, it was just so one note, and his motivation is so bare. I want to destroy the world. Well, that's really great, man. But could you describe why you're so evil? Like, you're just this pissed off person. That's all you are. And I wanted more of that. I wanted more of the Thing. I wanted more of the relationship between these four people because they spend most of the movie apart. This movie's supposed to be about family, right? Well, you know, they spend most of it apart. And so I really think this movie would have benefited from like 20 extra minutes. Make it a 2 hour long movie. Why is it an hour and 40 minutes? I thought to myself when I looked at it, I was like, ooh, that's a perfect time. It sounds like they really got this thing precise and on point. No, they don't. They need to stretch it out. Please, for the love of everything that is holy. Like, they were concentrating on so much on the further movies and the sequels. It seemed like they rushed everything at the end. That's why the whole last 30 minutes just feels so rushed and just feels so bad. It's one of the worst final battles I've ever seen. And it's one of the worst developments of a villain I've seen since Amazing Spider-Man 2 with the Green Goblin and Electro. So with that being said, I know it seems like I'm crapping on this movie a lot. Listen, I will continue to see the sequels. if they do. I don't know how this movie will do. I will continue to see what they do with this franchise because I want this franchise to succeed. But at the same time, they need to get their shit together for the first one. There's a lot of elements at play that work. There's a lot of elements that play that don't work. More on the bad side than the good. Like I said, I love the setup. I love the development. I didn't mind the slow build-up. I like that. But once they got their powers, everything was just rushed, and it went downhill with a very rushed third act. And Doctor Doom was one of the biggest throwaway villains I've ever seen. Doctor Doom to the Fantastic Four is like the Joker to Batman, like the Mandarin to Iron Man, Venom to Spider-Man. He is the head honcho. He's wasted in this movie. So, like I said, I know it sounds like I'm crapping on this, but I'll still give it a C- because I did rather enjoy some of the elements, like I stated before. Like I do like some of the chemistry between some of the actors and stuff, and I do like some of the set pieces. I do like some of the cinematography. I do like the build-up. It was unique. It was different. But overall, it's just there's so much build-up to like the most weakest climax I've seen in a long time. So a C- for me. That's my thoughts on Fantastic Four for the 2015 version. So what do you guys have to say about it? Are you going to watch it this weekend with all the bad press and reviews coming out? I didn't crap on it that bad, but a C- is still below average. So are you guys going to see Fantastic Four? Let me know. Comment that place, roll up my face, and let me know. And listen, guys, I'm a huge comic book supporter and avid fan. Look. I don't read the comic books. I've read a couple in my time and stuff, but I've been a huge fan of the movie universe. Huge fan. This was a disappointment. I haven't been this disappointed in a long time since Amazing Spider-Man 2. So I'll see you guys next time for another review. I'm Chase Lee. I'm kind of irritated and disappointed by this whole movie. You guys enjoy it. Let me know. I'll see you guys later. Outro song and intro song is played by my friend's band, Fervent Roze. Check them out. Link will be in the description below, and all my links will be in the description below as well. See you guys next time. Let's play it out. Fantastic Four, man. Oh, God, I was looking forward to it so much.